Uh, Welcome, Josh. Nice to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Um, so, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like how long have you been in the space? Um, what kind of goals do you have?
Certainly. So my name is Chase. You can also call me Chach. I've been in this space for 6 years. I started out in mining, actually. So I started off as a Zcash miner, building rigs and everything. Then I traded a little bit, technical analysis, began to not see as much value in that over time. And then I took a little break from crypto, still kind of watched the markets and whatnot, but really wasn't actively involved for a couple years. And then around 2019, I got back into crypto, more heavily involved. And then I particularly joined BSC in late 2020. And that's when I started to get involved in becoming a caller. I own a call channel. I started learning about development and through remix.eth and learning to deploy contracts. And since then, I've run about 50 projects, some degens towards the beginning, and now I'm transitioning towards the more serious projects with some true utility. The utility which I'm working on here includes continuous volume through, and then that continuous volume is going to feed rewards, but I'll get more into that later. It's more about me, though. I'm a university student in my last semester. I'm currently 19 as well, so I've done all right. I skipped a couple years of school, so that's been cool. Just kind of here to learn because I love crypto. I love learning, and crypto is a great challenge for me. What I do mainly is a kind of work and whatnot. I work in social media marketing. I have a big network of theme pages on Instagram. I get around 300 million views a week, and their dog pages, meme pages, etc. So that's kind of my passion. And then I work at the intersection of social media marketing and then crypto, and then take the two skill sets, combine them, and that's kind of how we're here today with StakeNChill, because I think I have a pretty unique concept that's going to deliver over the long term.
Sounds great, man. You got for 19, you've got a lot more experience in this space than most, actually. So, I think you know what's going on, and as far as owning the call channels and everything, you definitely got some experience with marketing and everything else. So,
Absolutely.
StakeNChill, tell us a little bit about that. What's the plans for StakeNChill?
100%. So I'll just go over a quick description of kind of what the project is. StakeNChill, it's all about providing long-term investors with a place to earn some passive rewards and cake. I'll get into why I chose cake a little bit later, but it essentially deals with the high APY that it can yield. A lot of people say all rewards tokens die, or there's going to be no volume, and that's why they die. Our solution, though, is going to include running degens, which are going to have StakeNChill rewards, which will feed the project and add volume. We've already had one, and it added well over $300 volume to the chart. Sounds like very little, but over time this adds up, and I'll get into why it has kind of an exponential growth feature to it, and I'll get into that later. The idea, though, is that over time it's going to bring green to the chart, and some holders will be very small, which is going to limit that circulating supply, as they may have less than the cost of gas. The idea, though, is that we're just going to continue to grow this project slowly over time. It's a very long-term project. I have LP locked for a month right now. I'm planning to extend it to a year, and then once I don't know, this project has been live for a couple months, I'll go from the year and probably just lock it for 10 years, 100 years, forever. I'm very committed to this project. I think it's a really unique concept, and it's something I really want to explore further, and I think it has great potential in that there's a lot of people who really like running degens. We are able to pay those devs who prefer to run degens, and then those holders from the token are going to receive the StakeNChill rewards, which will limit that circulating supply, gives us volume, feeds everyone who likes to hold for the long-term cake. So it gives kind of both sides of BSC a place to play, whether you like to just buy and hold, hence the StakeNChill name. You just buy, you chill out, get your cake rewards, stake them for that high APY, or put them in a farm or a pool, however you like to do it. And then if you like to kind of be a little bit more involved, you're more of a gambler, hey, you can go into the degens. They're posted on our Twitter. The most recent one hit over a 32x, I believe. We posted around 468 market cap, hit over 16 to 18,000, I believe. So that was fantastic, right? So it's continuing to do that and bring volume to the holders and get them some cake rewards. So far, though, we've had around it's been around $30,000 plus volume since launch. Our first day we had 28,000. Of course, launches tend to be the best in terms of volume, and then as time has gone on, we still have some decent volume days. And I plan to continue to grow that volume over time as we have more devs under our belt and more degens are launching.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I checked out the chart the other day. It was actually the first time I looked at the chart since I bought over a week ago. And yeah, I saw you had a couple nice daily greens. So these degens, you said they're announced on Twitter. When do you plan on ever opening up a community for stake?
100%. That's actually something on the cards for probably the next day or two. And that I think I wanted to first start off with Twitter. We launched first on Twitter. That was our place where we launched. It was a very, very kind of methodical launch. I think that Telegram sometimes can be an emotional place for investors or even gamblers at that. And I wanted to limit the deviations from the mean, and that a lot of people can get overly excited and almost kind of they're exhilarated to a point where they may just be too willing to invest too large of sums that they're not willing to hold, perhaps. And then there are people that, they'll sit in the TG, and when they don't see marketing for 2 minutes, they're going to freak out and FUD. So we wanted to limit that and kind of bring everyone into the middle where they're in a happy place where they're willing to hold, and only people that are interested in holding for the longer term are interested in purchasing StakeNChill. Hence why we didn't make a community Telegram originally. We do have the announcement Telegram, but I am planning on bringing in a community Telegram because I do see great value in community, and that there are people who are going to continue to push the project, show the project around, share it with some friends. I think building that community is really going to strengthen the project in the long term. So that is something I'm really interested in opening up within the next couple of days.
That's awesome, and I really do like that approach. Because like you said, you got people in there and they're just all hyped and they throw too much money in and they're looking for a 2x and they're addicted to Bobby. If they don't see Bobby for a minute, then they dump. Um, so yeah, I really like that growing it on Twitter first, and it probably saved you a little bit from getting botted as well.
Yeah, certainly. It limits kind of that euphoria that we were looking to kind of avoid, because we still got quite a bit of euphoria, as you can see in the chart. Because a lot of people, they like the concept. We had some pretty large callers actually come out and call us, like Dylan's calls, if you guys are familiar with Dylan. But we're coming back from that. We kind of took out the people who were not interested in the long term, kind of holding on to the project, and now we are rebuilding that through our AMA campaign. And this is actually the third AMA we've had this week alone, so that's really exciting. And we're going to continue to kind of go on this wonderful AMA campaign and spread the project around as people kind of get a hold of it. And that's really going to be assisted by the launch of some degens that we have coming this week, as we have some devs interested, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. It definitely helps to be connected to some of these callers. Um, I don't like all callers, but some of them are good. Dylan is pretty good. Um, there's quite a few others that I like.
No, certainly it is a mixed bag with callers. You never know exactly what you're going to get, the extent to which they're going to continue to support you after launch. You don't know how, the volume that their call is going to bring. It's always a mixed bag. So I figured AMAs and maybe YouTube marketing, social media marketing, et cetera, would probably be the best way to push it for the long term. It'd be a lot more of a sustainable approach rather than dumping hundreds of dollars into a one-time pump.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, somebody actually posted something earlier about all that. You know, the dev's job isn't to just pay for calls back to back to back to back every day all day. The dev's job is to actually do the dev's job, and it's the community that needs to really be out there pushing it. Their investments. So, I completely agree with that.
Absolutely no. I think the community is critical in pushing projects, and I think that was a great mention of yours, is about building that community Telegram. That's something I haven't released yet, and it's definitely something I think is going to kind of bring this project and elevate it to the level where I'm looking to have it at in these next couple of weeks, and then we can continue to go more and more mainstream as time goes on too.
Yeah, for sure. Because a lot of people they want to be able to actually get an answer from the dev if they have any questions on their investment and stuff like that. So it's a good thing to have a spot where they can come and ask. And you avoided the whole launch crowd. Um, People buying high and then fudding all the way down. Um, so yeah, that definitely a good game plan there.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been good.
and you said something about Discord. Are you thinking of doing a Discord as well, or just gonna stick with Telegram as far as?
Yeah, we're really willing to expand into kind of all aspects of kind of social networking and chat rooms. I've done a lot of Discord marketing actually already, and we're going to continue to work on that. We've got some great rooms that we show in and bring the projects to, but I think Telegram's going to be our main focus to start. And once again, I'm trying to do the kind of a slow rollout to slowly bring in audiences one at a time, as I really just want to make sure that anyone who's actually holding StakeNChill is someone who's really interested for the long term. And we've done a lot of that kind of vetting, if you will, in terms of holders to see who's kind of a committed holder so far. And I think that as in this coming week, we're really going to push to kind of reward those holders and bring some more volume. So that's going to be really exciting too. And we're going to do that through these channels that we've built over the past couple days and the last couple of weeks, which has been great.
That's awesome, man. So what are the taxes on StakeNChill?
Taxes are 15. Yep. So the tokenomics, it's 15% buy, 15% sell tax. They are high, but here are the tokenomics: 8% cake rewards, 4% marketing, 2% to liquidity, and the 1% to dev fee. So those are currently our tokenomics. And of course, they can be changed, and they will never be changed in a manner that's not favorable. Perhaps, for example, if we have an event, maybe an AMA perhaps in the future, we may lower the buy tax to 0 and just up the sell tax to 30, for example, just kind of like a golden hour or a cake hour, if you will, in which some people can get a greater entry for the long term. So those are that's the breakdown for now, but it's focused that way as we look to bring to some stability to our holder base and make people question, hey, if I'm not interested in holding this long term, this may not be something of interest to me, as it is high tax. But for those who are interested in holding long term, the high tax is offset by the rewards that you're going to make. For example, we've had over about $30,000 volume here, and a lot of holders who have been holding max bags have made over $25 in cake already, which is fantastic. And we're going to look to continue to deliver on that and bring them some greater volume too as the weeks go on and months go on.
Yeah, for sure. And I actually like cake rewards myself, so I've got no problem because like you said, you can stake that on Pancake Swap for high APY.
100%. 100%. The staking options are fantastic, and I'll go over that too in a little bit and explain why the options for staking on PancakeSwap are they're phenomenal, and you can't beat the security that they have and just the fantastic name, and their reputation's everything in this space. And of course, I want to ensure people feel safe when investing with StakeNChill, as they're going to get those rewards in cake and they're going to feel really safe putting it with PancakeSwap. So that was another kind of reason why I decided to go with cake. And people tend to, there's a community of people who really enjoy cake as well. As you mentioned, a lot of people love cake, myself included. So being able to kind of attach ourselves to that community and gain from that's going to be fantastic as time goes on.
Yeah, definitely. Those syrup pools are awesome. You get some really high rewards from them.
100%.
I think so. Basically, this is more of like a passive income token with
Precisely.
with utilities being weekly or whatever seasons?
Yeah, so that's we just aim to solve the problem of continuous volume. A lot of tokens, the rewards are amazing at first. Some tokens you may even see 25, 50, $100 in the first day of rewards, but oftentimes that fades away so quickly. And when we're so familiar with that problem, myself included as an investor, I've had tokens where I've received over $1,000 in one day in rewards, but then it slowly peters out as the volume peters out. So we figured, okay, let's come up with a solution to that. And as we continue to build our network of developers who are interested in launching degens, we also pay people. Currently, our rate is about 0.25 BNB per degen that they launch, as we get a positive ROI from that. And then essentially we pay them, they launch, they bring in some volume because of course a lot of people tend to use the callers, they tend to push, there's a lot of hype. And that 2 to 3% StakeNChill rewards tax just pushes up the chart in StakeNChill nice and slowly. Then you get that beautiful sustainable green that we love to see and that you've seen over the past about 4 and onto our 5th day too in the StakeNChill chart too. So it's been fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Now, when you're paying these devs to launch these degens, are you supplying the LP or they supply their own LP? Or what's
I have
how's
them
that?
supply their own LP. For the time being, we're just not supplying them with the LP, just paying them for the 0.25, and then depending on how the token continues to perform, we have no problem giving a little bit of bonus BNB as they do contribute significant volume to the chart over time, which has been fantastic. And I mean, we had one, it was called Blackjack Token, and they've brought some great volume to the chart over the past couple of days, over about $350. So that's been great to see, and they're sitting at a nice price right now too. I think they're sitting at around $4,000 market cap. So as the price continues to fluctuate there, we're going to continue to see some nice StakeNChill buys come in. And the thing is with these smaller buys too is that as these tokens kind of fluctuate around, the rewards that some holders may get, because not everyone is going to hold a max bag of these degens, right? They may only get 10, 50, 100 StakeNChill. That's not going to be enough to cover their gas fee. And over time, you're going to see this. Exactly, not yet. So what this is going to enable is people are either going to forget about StakeNChill, which if you look at the holder count right now of StakeNChill, which is always our goal, we're always looking to continue upping that holder count, because that essentially it squeezes that circulating supply, which is something that's key, right? But you can see that over time, people are going to forget about it, or they're just going to hold on to it until it covers their gas fee for a very small amount, and they may not even make profit. They're just going to sell for a small amount. But this is just really going to squeeze that supply over time, leading to the green on the chart. It's all about limiting the circulating supply with this token, and it's just going to push the price up dramatically over the long term. And especially as we have more degens launching too, I already know of 2 or 3 that we're going to have this week, which is significantly going to help the StakeNChill chart. And it's going to be great to kind of see how this project operates on a larger scale, right? And our plan is start with a few a week, maybe 2, 3, 4 a week, and then scale up to 5 to 7, and sometimes maybe even 10 a week, because there's no shortage of people who love to gamble on BSC. And we want to provide a safe place for them to do that, right? So the devs who I'm using, they're vetted, they're not going to rug, they're safe. For the duration of the LP lock, investors are going to be safe, which is fantastic. And it's all about providing people a safe environment. I'm KYC to Fodox, which is a great group, and we kind of have a partnership with them in that regard. The contract that I'm using has been audited before multiple times, so it is a safe, it's a safe place for people to invest, and that's something that we always aim to bring to. I'm also on the Bear Token team. We hit 640,000 all-time high, and it's a great group of guys too. And once again, it's all about just providing people a safe place to invest with a team that's doxed, and people kind of know what's going on because we try to be transparent, and I attempt to bring that same mentality to StakeNChill, in which people can just feel safe.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I forgot what I was going to ask. So these regions, you said you're calling them on Twitter?
Yes. Yep. So we've just been calling them on Twitter. That was just we've only had one launch so far. So I figured, you know what? Throw it on the Twitter. Anyone who follows us on Twitter, because that was our initial social media platform, I wanted to give them that opportunity to, I was like, hey, we launched 400 market cap, very low, and immediately it pretty much boomed to around 11K. The Jeets were let out. A couple days went by, and then the dev decided to push it incredibly hard after about 5-6 days, and he pushed it to a new all-time high. Gubbins, etc., was supporting it, so it was great. But essentially, what's up?
I think that's the best way to do it. To do a DJ,
Oh yeah,
is let them out and then let it let the TG die down a little bit for about a day or two, and then just sneak attack and push them and price them out.
100%, and that's kind of what we're doing here with StakeNChill too. I needed to make sure that there was ample time to let these people out who are just not interested in holding, as you don't want. There's no reason to just feed the marketing wallet essentially and using these calls as exit LP. Yeah, I don't want to do that to callers. So it's beneficial to just kind of let the chart take its ride, and then eventually, as everyone has kind of cooled off and the people who are really interested in the concept and truly believe in it are here, then we're going to continue to push it and reward them for their action of holding. So it's kind of how we like to roll.
And and those people that don't forget about it, they get that little bit in their wallet and they don't forget about it. They'll start looking into the actual project itself and possibly become bigger holders.
Certainly. No, once people start to see the cake rewards come in and they really start to see how the concept comes to life, they'll start to see, oh wow, this might be a pretty viable concept, something that I'm interested in. Of course, and that reflects, over time too. In the PooCoin chart visits, you can see, we've done no marketing in the last 24 hours, yet there are still 17 chart views. Even in the last 2 days, you can see it's not significant, but there's still a significant amount of chart views for no marketing being done. And as I said, people are going to continue to see the concept. They're going to continue to see it work. And slowly you're going to see buys come into the chart alongside our pushes that we're going to do through the form of degens. We're going to continue our AMA campaign, continue our social media marketing campaign. And these are all things that are going to culminate and push this project to the heights that we're looking to bring it to.
Oh, yeah. Nice, a nice slow moon.
That's 100%. That's how you got to do it in the bear market. You got to remove that sense of euphoria that comes from these hyped launches. They're just not sustainable. We want to bring a little bit more sustainability and kind of balance and secureness to this space, because oftentimes people do want to be able to sleep on their bags, and we want to give them some token that allows them to do that, and that's what I think StakeNChill is going to allow them to do.
So when you open the TG community, are you going to be calling the degens in there, like announcing them in the StakeNChill TG?
Yeah, I'll probably be announcing in there. I'll just have a Twitter up and TG up at the same time. Just hit enter on both and let people know. I think that'll provide some engagement as well, right? So it'll incentivize people to kind of be active in the TG, have the notifications on. Oh, did something launch? Did something not launch? What's happening? When is it going to launch, for example? So I think it could be really nice to have something like that. I know Twitter for sure. Telegram, once I do open the TG, I most likely will be pinning the degen launches when they happen, and I'll also be throwing it in the announcements channel as well.
Yeah, for sure. Because that gives the long-term holders, that still have the degen mentality, something to look forward to. Something like, screw getting a call. Let's launch another degen and everybody makes some money and some more StakeNChill with rewards.
100%. Yeah, people might take their profits from these degens and throw it in StakeNChill for the long term. So there's, it's great to get everybody involved in that respect. So that's something I do plan on doing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
So do you plan on having any other utilities in the future?
For the time being, I've considered a couple things. By we, I'm the only person on the team, by the way, just a solo project. In terms of things I've considered, NFTs and kind of NFT staking is one thing I've considered. I do know someone that has like an NFT auto staking capability that I've thought about. I've also looked into different kind of NFT like utilities that I could provide. I don't want to do staking with the project, as I think the cake rewards and staking those just makes things more simplistic. And I'm trying to just simplify the majority of things. So I think for the time being, NFTs for StakeNChill, it's a possibility, but I really want to ensure that I do it right. So for the time being, just the cake rewards and the continuous volume is going to be the main utility.
Yeah, those the auto staking NFTs probably the way to go.
100%.
Yeah, that way, you get something cool to look at and earn rewards.
100%. Yeah. And, it's always about having a form of utility. And that's kind of what I'm looking to bring with this project. If it doesn't have immense utility, then it's probably not something I'm interested in bringing.
Now, if you were to do something like that, do you have a percentage of the supply set back to do that? Or would you have to buy off the chart yourself to provide the rewards?
For the time being, it would be buying back with the dev fee that we've accumulated.
Okay.
Which is not a problem either. I think with the current prices, I considered holding on to a portion of the supply, but I figured I'd let just the market do its thing, and over time, as things get priced in and people say, okay, this is the value of the project, over time there are plans for buybacks and burns over the long term, slow in order to kind of support the chart over time. But of course, it hasn't been necessary yet as the project still has ample life. And we have lots of plans. We've had multiple AMAs, etc. So I have thought about that though, as you mentioned, holding on to maybe even 10%, 20% of the supply. I just figured it made people feel a little bit safer if all the supply was in PCS.
Well, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with holding on to 10% of the supply for development or giveaways or something like that. As long as it's in the right hands, it's not an
100%.
issue. Same
100%.
thing, you spoke about the contract being audited. Well, I mean, even a CertIC audited contract is shitty in the wrong hands.
Absolutely.
So
It's all about who has control.
Right. It's all about who has control. That's all that matters.
100%.
I've seen horrible contracts be great, in the right hands. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, you said the LP was locked initially for a month. How long? What date did you launch?
I launched on the 13th. So that was, or September 14th. I apologize. September 14th, and that was the day we launched. And it's locked currently till October 13th or 14th. And I will likely extend that in the next couple of days, as I wanted to make sure that, once again, anybody who did not believe in the long-term vision of the project, they were just not involved. And plus, the other thing too, with the longer that you lock LP, of course, the more bots that come in, because oftentimes the LP bots are crazy and they'll ape ridiculous amounts. So I wanted to avoid them because after a while they do dump. So
Yeah.
I do plan though to extend within the next couple of days to a year, which is going to be very exciting, and that's a big event.
Yeah, the LP bots come in. You got people from Moonarch coming in.
They love the 1 years.
Every time you relock liquidity or extend it, it happens every time.
Yeah, it's wild. So hopefully, we're looking to mitigate the negative impacts of that. But once again, of course, a little bit of volume never hurts because it gives everyone here some cake rewards if you're invested. So that's going to be fantastic.
Right. Yeah, that's the great thing. As long as you've got a solid floor ahead of time, it really doesn't matter if bots come in because, like you said, you're getting that volume and reaping the rewards from it.
Absolutely, yeah. We've established a really solid floor here with StakeNChill, which I'm really excited about, and I think it's gonna be fantastic for the project going forward as we have, more developments occurring and continued developments in terms of marketing and whatnot. And the marketing, it's going to continue to be a nice rollout, not anything too quick, something to kind of just keep people engaged, keep the project on a nice trajectory. Of course, I don't want it to pump too quickly. I don't want it to dump too quickly. I just want a nice steady climb that kind of enables people to feel safe holding it.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And with those, you mentioned burning. I wouldn't think that burning would be good in your case because,
with the
like
low
you said,
supply.
you've got all these people with dust wallets. You might as well consider it burn for now.
100%. 100%. It's at this point a lot of wallets past if you look in the holders past the second or third page, a lot of them are almost dust wallets, if you will, and they're just bringing up that holder count, essentially burning tokens, if you will, for the time being, which is fantastic. So some great mentions right there, some great thoughts.
Yep. So what's the market cap at right now?
Current market cap, it's a bargain right now. It's sitting at 2,900. The all-time high was just about 14,000. Just hit it.
All right. Damn.
And there's been an uptrend for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're on the 5th day of the uptrend.
I can't remember what market. I didn't even look. I just kind of blind ate. I got the contract and I just blind ate.
We're going to continue to work really hard on this and attempt to deliver some great things. So I don't think you'll be disappointed whatsoever.
No, and like I said, I bought it in the same wallet that I'm already getting cake rewards from something else. So.
Oh, that's fantastic then.
Just to add to it.
Absolutely, just add to the pile.
Because I see cake having a very good future.
Oh, 100%. Considering that they have their partnership with Binance and whatnot, and everything going on with that, and then the continued stability of cake's price has been great. And I'm a strong believer in cake's future, especially given its current price and kind of the no one else uses anything besides PancakeSwap for the most part. I mean, no exchanges they don't have the same volume as PancakeSwap. Even places like BuySwap, they just don't have the volume like PancakeSwap. They have such a large kind of competitive advantage in both in forms of the simplicity, the connection to Binance. It's the recognition among the community, and BSC is just it's unrivaled by any of their competitors, and I don't see that kind of advantage disappearing anytime soon.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like you said, they are partnered with Binance, so they are the biggest BSC players out there right now as far as swaps go.
Absolutely, and they get the low fees, and it's just their offerings are they're fantastic. And I figured, why not leech onto that community of the cake lovers and just continuing to take advantage of the amazing offerings they have in the staking and the farming. I mean, if you could farm, you could throw USDT or BUSD and cake in a farm and make 50% APR, and it's there's very few other kind of swaps or exchanges that offer rates like that for the price stability that cake and the stable coins have at this point in time. And it's just, considering it's kind of unrivaled, I figured it was just a no-brainer to go with cake.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty smart. And like you said, the investors don't have to worry about your staking contract.
Exactly. I think that adds
in PancakeSwap and everything is fine.
100%, because there's always that question of security, right? When people connect to developers' dApps, they're always like, oh, well, is it secure? Is anything going to happen to my wallet? By just working directly with PancakeSwap, there's no worries there. It's something that's trusted. People have used it for years. It's something that people just feel safe using, and in that added comfort that comes from just the simplicity of the project, I think it's almost a selling point that I like to focus on. Is we're not going to be able to offer a better APY or an APR, whether you're farming or putting your cake in a pool, than PancakeSwap. So you might as well take advantage of their fantastic offerings.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe in the future, you could look into doing LP farming on your own with maybe higher rewards or whatever. But for right now, it's PancakeSwap is the perfect place to start.
Certainly, yeah, it's a great place for now, and of course, soon as we look to potentially expand our LP offerings as well in the future too, because currently we're just at StakeNChill and then BNB, but of course in the future when we have BUSD pools and we have USDT and other offerings too, I think that'll be fantastic for the future.
So you're planning on splitting your liquidity?
Eventually in the future, at least adding to it and having a portion kind of I might split it 1%, 1%, both into BNB, BUSD over time. It all depends on what, how the market continues to kind of move and whatnot. But for the time being, it will remain in BNB and whatnot. But over time, there's potential for expansion there over time.
Well, the great thing about splitting it is you have the option to run an arbitrage bot in between, especially if it's a stable on the other side. I've got a project myself that we use. 30% of our pool is in the pairing is XUSD from Xsurge, and they
Amazing.
actually provide the arbitrage bot themselves for 10%.
Oh, that's
So
brilliant.
yeah, so when the BNB side goes up, the arbitrage bot will sell some on that side and add to the other side, and then the profits in between go back into the project.
That's fantastic. Then you get that slow climb that everyone's looking for.
Right. Which
Yeah,
I can actually hook you up with those guys if you want to look into that at some
yeah,
point.
that'd be incredible. Yeah, I'll reach out to you about that because that sounds fantastic.
So I see Geppetto in here. You want to come up and tell me what it's like working with Chach?
Who put JP on the spot? Come on, Japan. I'm not sure if JP's here right now. He's on mute. Hopefully he comes up. If not, I can message him. I'll message him on Discord. Let's see if he's here. I'll message him right now. Here, let's shoot him a message.
You said you were core team for Bear Token, right?
Yes, I joined the core team a little bit after launch, and it's been great working with them. Great group of guys. Everyone's docs, and I think they have the right set of values, and I think that's what it's all about for me in crypto. They have the values of being transparent. They practice integrity. They like to have fun. Oh, I know. JP's also doing some trivia too. I know he's setting up a trivia night for Bear Token. That may be why he's not talking. But it's all about the values that they have, and that's why I ended up joining the team. And initially, I was actually this is the story about the Bear Token team and how I kind of joined that. Was that I was actually one of the first buyers. I bought a max bag of the Bear Token for about 0.15 BNB. I wrote it up all the way to 640,000. Didn't sell a single token. Continued to help them. I did marketing for them on TikTok. I pushed them. I got a lot of people to call them. Helped kind of connect a little bit, and then I launched my own baby token that actually fed the bear and brought in substantial volume to the Bear Token over time, and kind of pushed a lot of people to come to the Bear Token. And then over time, as I spoke with them, and then I got invited to the team, which was fantastic. And then I think at the kind of the dusk of the Ursa Moon project, I announced publicly that I joined onto the Bear Token team, and then we launched another surrogate project for the Bear Token called Bear Cup Token, which is the one in my profile picture actually. It actually has a set end too, so that will be ending on the 28th, in which the LP and then the treasury are added up together and then distributed to those holders who are still currently holding in a proportional manner. So it's super cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
you
so
don't never see that. Like you never see that. Normally they say, "All right, well, it's over. Thanks for coming."
Exactly, and I think that's
now
that's the beauty of it.
we're gonna take these wallets and add them together and distribute to all of you. That's pretty awesome.
100%. Yes, and the concept's fantastic, and I did it with Ursa Moon as well. The whole idea was that the project had a set end. I'm a firm believer in that most smart contracts for most projects, they should have a set end. I mean, a lot of these degens, they have no utility. They don't have much of a future. And as a result of that, I think the project should end for the most part. But instead of just pulling the LP and leaving all the investors, for dust, we figured let's change that concept. And through Ursa Moon, for example, the project had a set timeline of 1 month. The project had great volume. And then upon finishing the project, I combined the LP, and then we had a treasury tax, which continued to build up over time. We dispersed over $2,000 to holders. Max bag holders actually received $70 at the end of the project, which was fantastic, and that was distributed in BUSD. So, it's all about kind of delivering on the promises. And that's what I think is key in this space. It's integrity, and it's saying, not only saying that you have these values of integrity and delivering and, you know, bringing true innovation and value to the space, but it's living out those values and acting on what we say. And I think that's something that kind of drew me to the Bear Token team and Crypto Cravers, the whole organization. They have lived values, which I think is critical. And I love it too. And that's something that I share with them, and I share a passion for that too.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You know, that's what you need in this space is people with good values. You know, that don't want to see people lose money. They don't want to be the one that, you know, is just using people for exit liquidity.
Oh,
And
100%.
and you know, keeping that treasury back, and just for the sole purpose of, you know, funding or refunding people that held. You know, I'm sure, you know, if it took off, you probably wouldn't end it at a month.
Yeah, no, there was the option to extend it. We always, even with Bear Cub, we did a vote on the third week for both Ursa and Bear Cub, and both times the project was receiving a little bit less volume, so people decided to end it. But there were arbitrage opportunities too, and there actually is currently one with Bear Cub, I believe, in which the LP plus treasury, and then once it's divided up by the circulating supply, there's actually an opportunity to make some free cash. So that is pretty cool. And then a lot of people trade based on that. But we did decide to end it because the community decided to end it. And once again, it's all the projects I try to make are community driven, and that the people who are invested in the project, they can make the decisions on kind of what goes on, whether that's how the marketing is spent, how kind of we do rewards, and how the LP, and because of course if more LP is needed, I'll add more LP. For example, and you know, with Ursa Moon and how the project was going, the chart had a crazy uptrend for an entire week, and you know, I figured I wanted to support that, so I took $2,000 in BNB. It was around 7 BNB at the time, and I put it in the marketing wall, and I marketed and did buybacks, etc. And you know, it's just whatever the community needed to kind of make the project successful. So that's kind of what I'm willing to do. And as you mentioned, a lot of people just say, oh, they throw up their hands, oh, you know, project dump, cheats are here. You know, I think it's being conscientious of, you know, if you're starting a project, make it long term, have goals, and act on those goals, and actually work towards those goals. And don't say, oh, the Jeeps, you know, the Jeeps are here. No, build a community and do something good with it. And I think that's what we're, even with StakeNChill, I mean, you can see I haven't left. I'm still doing AMAs. I don't care what the chart looks like right now, because I know that all the actions I'm going to take and the things I'm going to do are going to continue to work to bring this chart up. So I have no worries.
Sounds great, man. Sounds great. So, when do you think this TG might be open?
I plan on actually opening the community TG within the next couple days, probably the next 1 or 2 days. So I might even get it done tonight. So if you have a little bit of free time, I was working on a bunch of homework and whatnot today. I have a big consulting project that I've been working on. So I finally finished another 20 pages of it. So I probably actually might even get that done tonight, hopefully. Except when I want to make sure that it's right. Everything's good. The filters are all set. Everything's looking good when I do open it. A website is also coming very soon for StakeNChill. And we have the web dev on it too. So that's fantastic. He's a great guy with the Crypto Cravers organization, fantastic web developer. And he's really developing his skills nicely in the last couple months too. So very excited about that. But it should be up within the next probably 1 or 2 days. And that's a generous offering. It might even be up tonight.
Well, let me know when it's up. Post it here in the lounge, and I'll definitely join.
Certainly, I appreciate that. That'd be great.
I'm sure some others here will as well. Does anybody have any questions for Chuck? No, Arnold doesn't. He just walked in. How about my Ohio girl?
Oops, Hello.
Did you say what kind of marketing? I know that you mentioned like Twitter and stuff like that, but what kind of marketing are you going to have besides Stilling?
It's mainly the AMAs. I figured the AMAs are the greatest way to kind of share the concept YouTube marketing is something I'm a strong believer in. Alongside TikTok, I've had some success marketing on TikTok in the past too, with different tokens and whatnot. So those are kind of the main plans. Bringing it on Twitter, of course. I'm a huge lover of kind of putting it out in kind of alternative around in different kind of medias that people aren't used to. For example, 9gag and 4chan. They're very underrated in my opinion. I've gotten a lot of whales from 9gag and 4chan. Just another place to post the project that's kind of underutilized in my opinion. So these are kind of the different avenues I'm looking to take. And of course, I still have a lot of people I'm connected with that haven't called the project. And it's always about waiting for the most opportune time to utilize connections. And that's kind of what's been going on with StakeNChill so far. And, I'm continuing to work on the process of shilling it out to the right people, delivering it in some private groups and whatnot to bring that floor up to where I kind of want it to be. And then bringing on that more mainstream marketing, whether that's through the social media marketing, whether it's just through organic growth, and that's whether it's through some more paid marketing and some great lounges, or whether that's in some big venues with callers such as Shrek or Venom, or having an AMA on Twitter with Comet, for example. So there's a lot of avenues we could take, but those are kind of the plans for the next kind of few weeks and months.
Well, that sounds good to me. 4chan is definitely a great place to market.
Absolutely.
I went into a 2G the other day or yesterday. I don't know. It all blurs. But they were basically strictly doing 4chan raids. Like,
oh yeah, 4chan's huge. It's fantastic, underrated for sure.
Twits is good too. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
Stock Twits, I think.
Yes, stock twits. Yes, I love stock twits, and it's something I'm just exploring too now. And I explored it a little bit with Ursa Moon. Something I'm definitely looking to look into a little bit more as well with StakeNChill. And I think it's something that it's once again underutilized, especially with some lower cap projects like my own. So it's something I definitely want to start to utilize and take advantage of. That's a great suggestion.
yeah, stock twits is great. That actually that was my first crypto shilling experience, was on stock twits.
That's amazing.
With SafeMoon. I was already on stock twits, because I was, I'm an options trader, and
Oh, it's brilliant.
and like SafeMoon was basically my first BSC token, and
That's awesome.
I never even really joined the community. I didn't even join the Discord for a while after I bought it. But I seen people on there shilling SafeMoon on stock twits, so I was like, well, I'm already on here. I might as well do some myself.
100%.
But yeah, that was my first shilling BSC shilling experience, and I wasn't even part of the community. I was just a holder.
That's fantastic too, and of course developing that. And I think by when I start to make the community Telegram in the next, whether that's in the next couple hours, the next 2 days or so, it's really going to elevate that aspect of the project and building that community as you mentioned, which is so key. And not only building the community, but engaging the holders, so they're acting like that in the sense that they're going to shill their bags, they're going to bring the project to new people and share kind of their passion for the project and even their thoughts on it. So I think that'll be good.
Yeah, for sure. Especially as the market cap gets higher, stock twits be a great place. Right now, probably not too great. At least get
Yeah.
get it out in front of them. They'll see it, and maybe they'll remember it, and the next time it's being shilled on there, and they'll see it again. That's all. That's all marketing is putting the image of something into somebody's head enough times to where they actually want to look and see what it is.
Definitely. And that's
even platforms that don't use, like hashtags or something. I always tell everybody, when they're shilling Squid Grow, like, hashtag Squigro. You must use hashtag. I don't care what platform it's on. I don't care where it's at. Write it on your arm. I don't give a shit. Use the damn hashtag because that's what people see, and they'll look it up. If they see that on a billboard, they're like, okay, well, let me just search hashtag, and boom, here comes Twitter feed popping up with 20,000 hashtag Squigros.
100%. And you know what? Especially on Twitter, you can, if you have enough community members putting it out there, you guys can trend on Twitter, which is huge as well. So
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty good at keeping it trending. So
that's awesome. I love it.
So is that something that you would be looking into doing, like shill comps, like daily shill comps? And
100%. Yeah. And I have a group of people, actually around 7 people, who are willing to shill for me. And it's kind of a community I've built of people who go out and shill really hard on Telegram in over 50 groups. And these are not, these are nice lounges like your own, like Astronaut Lounge, and they understand how to conversationally bring things up. And on Twitter, I have around 10 people who can go out and chill. So definitely I'm looking to expand that. And of course, too, also one thing with Reddit too, I can actually trend on CMS as well. So that actually is something I'm thinking about doing in the very near future, is trending on CMS, because I can do it for pretty cheap, like around $40-$30, something along the lines of that. So it should be good.
Damn, nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That is pretty cheap for CMS trending.
Yeah, and I can trend on there for like 12 hours too, so it should be good.
Yeah, you'll definitely want to be have everything open, have the TG open before you do that.
100%, yeah, just to get that, engage some more people and make them feel at home.
Have a good team in there.
Yeah, I'll have to have a couple modders in there too. Some people moderating the chat and everything.
If not, you'll have about 300 people asking if you're hiring.
That's the truth. That's usually what comes from CMS these days. It's a little tougher now, but there's still some good people there. You just gotta find them.
Yeah, there is for sure. There's some other subreddits on there that are pretty good too. So
yeah, I'm looking to find some more good subreddits as well, because CMS it's not what it used to be. I remember when CMS was crazy. It was an instant mooning device, and now it's it's faded a little bit from its former glory. So looking to kind of find some more underrated platforms on Reddit. So still looking for those, but should be good when I do find them.
Have you looked into Program at all?
I've heard about that. I still have to look into that. It's just I know nothing about it. And who's the dev of that? Is it safe and everything, or what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's safe. It's safe. King is the owner, and it's a platform, so you can have your own community page on there and stuff.
Amazing.
Squigro has one, but right now it's only available on iPhone. So
perfect.
I refuse to buy an iPhone.
Oh, that's so okay. I have a couple of phones, so it's good. I have a couple iPhones. It'll work then.
Well, I've got a few Androids. So
the Androids, I love Androids too. I love them both, man. They're both great.
Yeah, I just that's a long story. I just refuse to buy them now.
Hey, that's all right. Everyone's got their preference.
I've had 100%. Them before, and I'm like, when swipe, like the Apple users started being able to swipe the text, and they thought it was something really cool, and I'm like, bro,
I've been doing that for Android for years.
Like, I've been doing that since 2010. What are you talking about?
I love it. Yeah,
10 years later.
That was my first phone too, an Android phone. I love my Android phone, so I still have the other one. I love it. I use them all. I have like 3 phones that I actively use, and 2 of them are iPhones, but one of them is I love Google Pixels. I'm biased towards them. I know they're not the best, but I love it. I still love my Google Pixel.
Yeah, my buddy's in here. He's got a few phones too. I always know when one of them dies because he shows up with this other account.
I love it. Yeah, you can always tell. Too funny.
All right. Well, does anybody have any questions at all?
So you're launching, so you do like launching beacons as like a utility for the token? Is that what I heard when I like joined in?
Yeah, so the degens that launch, essentially, the whole idea is that StakeNChill is the main token. It has those like kind of surrogate projects, if you will. So if you want to think about it this way, StakeNChill is the mother project, and then there's a bunch of little baby tokens that launch. I'm not the dev for the baby tokens. I have a variety of devs who either I pay them 0.25 BNB, I assist them in marketing, I assist them in developing some art, building the Telegram, everything, and then it kind of brings volume to the degen. And after, maybe the degen gets 10K volume, right? There's always going to be a minimum 2% tax that goes to StakeNChill rewards. So let's say there's a 3% tax, buy and sell. Let's say the project ends, it had 10K volume. That's around $500-$600 that's going to go right into the StakeNChill chart in terms of volume. And it's going to be green volume too, because oftentimes the buys are going to be small. The rewards that are going to be distributed are going to be small as well. So consider that just burns circulating supply essentially for the time being. So that's kind of the utility of the project. And it just provides continuous volume, which is going to continue to bring you cake rewards over the long term.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a neat idea. I love it. And I think as we continue to roll out more degens too, we've only had one so far, brought $300 volume. As we continue to kind of roll out the degens and whatnot, it'll bring significantly more volume over the long term.
Definitely.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Pretty shy.
That's okay. You can ask in chat too.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, if they don't speak good English or whatever, just go ahead and ask them in chat.
Yeah, I'm reading chat as well, so feel free to ask in chat. And I can even type it back to you too if that helps out, in case you want to translate it as well.
I don't have any questions, but it was
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
they always are though.
Oh, thank you so much, Spring. I greatly appreciate it. Spring's been a fantastic community member for StakeNChill and has been a fantastic supporter for a lot of my projects. So big shout out to Spring.
Nice. Welcome, Spring. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Anything else, or is everyone all good?
I think that's about it.
All right, brilliant. Well, I do appreciate everyone coming out and listening and just tuning in and learning a little bit more about StakeNChill. We can continue to work hard, and once I have the community Telegram, I'll update everybody in the chat. And degens, they'll be announced on Twitter and in the community when that comes out as well, and should be good. So if anyone has any other questions, you feel free to DM me. But thank you again for hosting me in the Astronaut Lounge, Poppa, and I thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it.
No, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate having you, man. I like I like your ideas, and like I said, you've got a lot of experience in the space. So you've been around for a while, even if you are young.
Yeah, I've been in for quite a while. It's been good.
It was good having you, man. I'm gonna stop the recording now, and